Next question. Which one of the following statements is not true? Option A, the flowers pollinated by flies and beetles secrete foul odor to attract them. This option is correct because it is an adaptation in the flowers in which pollination takes place by animals or insects. Option A is correct. To attract these animals, they secrete foul odor. Option A is correct. B, honey is made by bees by digesting pollen collected from the flowers. This statement is wrong. Option B is wrong because honey is not made by the pollen grain. Pollen. It is made by the nectar. Okay? Nectar. Not by the pollen grain. Therefore, this option B statement is wrong, not true, incorrect. Next one, pollen grains are rich in nutrients and they are used in the form of tablets or syrups. It is correct. This statement is correct because pollen grains contain nutrients. In some Western countries, these are used as supplement, food supplement, okay, and rich in nutrients. Even consumption of the pollen grains increased the performance of athletes, okay. So therefore, they are rich in nutrients. This statement is correct. Pollen grains of some plants cause severe allergies and bronchial afflictions in some people. This statement is also correct because some of the or the pollen grains of some species, for example, Parthenium, okay, so causes allergy or allergic symptoms, and symptoms may be similar to the asthma, okay. So therefore, option B is not true. Honey is made by bees by nectar, not from the pollen. They collect the nectar. The nectar is stored in the stomach, and that one is passed from one honeybee to another honeybee, okay. So to dehydrate that content or the nectar, okay, to protect this food from the fermentation, okay, so that it can be preserved for long time, okay. Next question. Which one of the following may require pollinators, but it is genetically similar to autogamy? Apogamy. Apogamy means it's a type of asexual reproduction. Apogamy, asexual reproduction. Cleistogamy. Cleistogamy means bisexual flowers, they never open, remain closed. It's an adaptation for cell pollination. Zytonogamy, male and female flowers are present on the same plant, okay, and pollen grains are transferred. It is called zytonogamy. When pollen grains are transferred from one flower to another flower present on the same plant, it is like cell pollination only, okay, because it brings genetically similar pollen grains onto the stigma. When flowers are present on the same plant, okay, these are having same genetic constitution. Therefore, it brings genetically similar pollen grains onto the stigma. It is called zytonogamy. Xenogamy means male flowers are present on one plant, female flowers are present on another plant, okay, and pollen grains are transferred. but it brings genetically different pollen grain onto the stigma, but here zettanogamy brings genetically similar pollen grain onto the stigma. Therefore, genetically similar means option C is correct. Zettanogamy. Next question. Which of the following are the important floral rewards to the animal pollinators? When animals or insects they visit the flowers, okay, plants provide rewards to the insects or the animals. Here option A, floral fragrance and calcium crystals, protein pellicle and stigmatic exudates. Option C, color and large size of flower. Option D, nectar and pollen grains. So here, floral rewards to the animal pollinators, it is in the form of nectar and pollen grain. Some of the insects, they collect the nectar, and some of the insects, they consume pollen, okay, pollen, because it is rich in, they are rich in nutrients. Therefore, these two are the floral rewards, okay. Plants or the flowers provide reward to the animals or insects in the form of nectar or pollen grains, okay. Next question. Endosperm or endosperm, nucleus of angiosperm is generally endosperm. It is formed by, it is a nutritive tissue. Endosperm is a nutritive tissue. It provides food for developing embryo, okay, and it is formed by triple fusion. It means one male gamete fuses with secondary nucleus, okay, secondary nucleus or polar nuclei, okay. The resultant product is called the primary endosperm nucleus or the primary endosperm cell, okay. Male gamete is haploid, okay. Polar nuclei, secondary nucleus is diploid or haploid, polar nuclei, haploid, and primary endosperm nucleus is triploid, okay. Endosperm is triploid in nature because haploid set of chromosomes, single set of chromosomes from the male gamete and another two sets of chromosomes from secondary nucleus. Totally 3 sets of chromosomes are present. Therefore, endosperm is triploid, okay. Endosperm nucleus or endosperm is triploid in nature. But in case of gymnosperm, it is formed before the fertilization. In case of gymnosperm, endosperm is haploid. Endosperm is haploid in gymnosperms. But in angiosperms, endosperm is triploid, okay. Next question. Tetrad of megaspores is generally tetrahedral, linear, decussate or isobilateral. It means tetrahedral shape This one is tetrahedral. Next one, linear. All four are present one above the other, linear. Next one, decussate. Isobilateral. Tetrad of megaspores is generally linear. Option B is correct. During megasporogenesis, megaspore mother cell undergoes meiosis and produce 4 megaspores. Okay, 4 megaspores, and all 4 megaspores are present one above the other. It is called linear tetrad. This one is tetrahedral, linear, decussate and isobilateral. But here it is linear. Okay. Next question. The coconut water from tender coconut represents option A, free nuclear proembryo, option B, free nuclear endosperm, option C, endocarp, option D, fleshy mesocarp. Coconut water from tender coconut, it represents free nuclear endosperm. Okay, it is not the embryo. Embryo is formed from the zygote. Okay, zygote develops into embryo, but endosperm is not formed from the zygote. Okay, so it is wrong. Coconut water from tender coconut represents free nuclear endosperm. Okay, endocarp, it is the innermost layer of the fruit, outer epicarp, middle mesocarp and inner endocarp. Inner layer of the fruit is called endocarp, and fleshy mesocarp. For example, in case of mango, pulpy part which is present is called fleshy mesocarp and it is edible. So therefore, the correct option is free nuclear endosperm. It means only the nucleus undergoes successive division without the formation of the cross wall. Okay, so it's an example for free nuclear endosperm. Okay, next question. Which one of the following statements is not true? Option A, pollen grains of many species cause severe allergies. It is correct, because pollen grains of some species, Parthenium, they cause severe allergy and bronchial afflictions. They may cause asthma also, respiratory disorders. Okay, option A is correct. Stored pollen in liquid nitrogen can be used in the crop breeding programs. This statement is also correct. Pollen grains can be preserved in liquid nitrogen at minus 196 degrees centigrade for long period of time. Okay, without losing their viability, they can be preserved in liquid nitrogen at minus 196 degrees centigrade, and this technique is called cryopreservation. Okay, cryopreservation. And such pollen grains can be used in plant breeding programs or crossing the plants. Okay, in order to create new varieties. Okay, new breeds or new varieties, plants are crossed. That one is also called artificial hybridization. Okay, so this statement is also correct. Option C, tapetum helps in the dehiscence of the anther. This statement is wrong, because tapetum is the innermost layer of the anther wall. Okay, it provides nutrition to the developing pollen grains. Okay, it is not involved in dehiscence of the anther. it provides nutrition to the developing pollen grains. Therefore, this statement is not true. Okay. Option D, exine of pollen grains is made up of sporopollenin. Okay. This statement is correct because pollen grain is having two wall layers, outer exine and inner intine. Exine is very hard, outermost layer, thick, maybe smooth or having various ornamentation. It is made up of chemical organic compound called sporopollenin, which is resistant to high temperature, acids, alkali, and because of the presence of sporopollenin, it can be preserved as, pollen grains can be preserved as fossils. Okay. And till today there is no enzyme to digest this sporopollenin. It is highly resistant organic compound, sporopollenin. So D is correct. So not true means tapetum helps in the dehiscence of anther. It is not true. Tapetum helps in nutrition. Okay. Next question. Seed formation without fertilization in flowering plants involves the process of, in most of the plants, seeds are produced in angiosperms. After the fertilization, ovules they develop into seeds. But here, formation of seeds without fertilization in plants. Okay. So option A, somatic hybridization. Option B, apomixis. Option C, sporulation. Option D, budding. Without fertilization, it is nothing but asexual reproduction only. Okay. Asexual reproduction only. So here, somatic hybridization means two plant cells, A and another plant cell, B, having different characters. This cell is from one plant, this cell is from another plant. Both are having the cell wall. It is also having cell wall. This one is the plasma membrane. It is also plasma membrane. Cell wall is removed. Okay. Only it contains the plasma membrane. Here also cell wall is removed, contains plasma membrane. Plant cells without cell wall is called protoplast. Protoplast. When these two protoplasts are fused, maybe by electrofusion, okay, electrofusion, these two cells are fused. That results in the formation of hybrid cells. Okay, hybrid cell. This technique is called somatic hybridization. Somatic hybridization. Formation of the hybrid cell by the fusion of protoplasts from two different plants. Two different plants is called somatic hybridization. Next, apomixis. It is the formation of the seeds without the meiosis and fertilization. It is called apomixis. Okay. So, therefore, seed formation without fertilization in flowering plants is apomixis. Option B is correct. Sporulation means it's a type of asexual reproduction in fungi. Most of the fungi, they reproduce asexually by producing the spores. Millions of spores are produced from the fungi. They are asexual reproductive structures. And budding. Budding is also a type of asexual reproduction. It is seen in Hydra and even in yeast, a type of asexual reproduction. Therefore, formation of seeds without fertilization in flowering plants, it is called apomixis. Option B is correct. Next question. Which of the following statement is not correct? Option A, pollen germination and pollen tube growth are regulated by chemical components of the pollen interacting with those of the pistil. So, option A is correct. When pollen grains they land on the stigmatic surface, pollen pistil interaction takes place and some sugars are present, watery material is present or sugary material is present on the stigma. By utilizing that, pollen grains they germinate on the stigmatic surface. Okay. So pollen germination and pollen tube growth are regulated by chemical components of the pollen interacting with those of the pistil. This statement is correct. Option B, some reptiles have also been reported as pollinators in some plants. Pollination takes place by animals. Even reptiles may be involved in pollination also. Okay. So option B is correct. Next one, pollen grains of many species can germinate on the stigma of the flower, but only one pollen tube of the same species grows into the style. Okay. So this statement is wrong. Option C is wrong. Because when pollen grains they land on the stigmatic surface, almost all the pollen grains they germinate and they form the pollen tube, and these pollen tube they pass through the style. Not only one pollen tube. Okay. Only one pollen tube of the same species. This statement is wrong. Many pollen tubes they pass through the style, reach the ovary and ultimately enter into ovules. Okay. So statement is wrong. Option D, insects that consume pollen or nectar without bringing about pollination are called pollen or nectar robbers. This statement is correct because some of the insects they are very intelligent. Just they collect the nectar without bringing the pollination. Okay, they are called pollen robbers or nectar robbers. This statement is also correct. Therefore, the statement which is wrong is option C. Pollen grains of many species can germinate on the stigma of flower, but only one pollen tube of the same species grows into the style. This statement is wrong. Okay, it is wrong. Next question. Proximal end of the filament of stamen is attached to the proximal end here. Thalamus, and this one is the anther. Anther and filament together called stamen. Proximal end of the filament of stamen, this one is the proximal end. Okay, it is attached to the thalamus part. Okay, or even in some plants this one is a petal. Here the stamen attached. It's a petal. The proximal end of the stamen may attach to the thalamus or to the petal. When stamens attach to the petal, this condition is called epipetalous condition. Epipetalous condition or epipetalous stamens. Okay. Therefore, option B is correct. Option A, placenta. Okay. Option B, thalamus or petal. Option C, anther. Option D, connective. Okay. Next question. Match the column 1 with column 2 and select the correct option using the codes given below. Pistils fused together. When all the pistils are fused together, it is called syncarpus. Okay, syncarpus. Pistils fused together, it is called syncarpus. Option A, 3, A1, A4, A3, A2. So this one is correct. Pistils fused together, it is called syncarpus. Formation of gametes, it is called gametogenesis. B1. Hyphae of higher ascomycetes, dikaryotic. Okay, di means 2, karyon means nuclei, 2 nuclei, dikaryotic. Unisexual female flower called pistillate. Therefore, option B is correct. Okay, option B is correct. Next question. In majority of angiosperms, option A, reduction division occurs in the megaspore mother cell. Okay. Reductional division is nothing but meiosis. It occurs in megaspore mother cell. A small central cell is present in the embryo sac. Next, egg has a filiform apparatus. Next, there are numerous antipodal cells. So, in majority of angiosperms, reductional division occurs in the megaspore mother cells. Reductional division is nothing but meiosis. Meiosis. Okay, this statement is correct. A small central cell is present in the embryo sac. This statement is wrong because central cell is large. Okay, this one is the central cell. It is central cell. It is not a small. It is large. Okay, wrong. Egg has a filiform apparatus. Filiform apparatus is present on synergid, not on the egg. Wrong. There are numerous antipodal cells. Wrong, because only 3 antipodals are present towards chalasa. Okay, therefore option A is correct. Reductional division occurs in the megaspore mother cell. When reductional division takes place in megaspore mother cell, okay, it produces megaspore dyad, megaspore tetrad, and finally only one megaspore becomes functional and 3 degenerate. Okay, option A is correct. Next question. Pollination in water hyacinth and water lily is brought about by the agency of water hyacinth. It is commonly called Eichhornia, a foreign plant. Okay, and water lily, these two are floating plants. They float on the surface of the water, and flowers, they are present well above the water level. Suppose if this one is the water level, okay, and plant, flowers are present well above the water level. Okay, flowers are present well above the water level. In such flowers, even though they are aquatic, pollination takes place by insects or wind, not by the water, because flowers are present well above the water level. Okay, well above the water level. So therefore, in such plants, pollination takes place by insects or wind, not by the birds or bats or the water. So it takes place by insects or wind. So option D is correct.